As you already know how to set up Linux in VMware Workstation, here we proceed with further Cloudera installation. We are already running Linux CentOS VM for demonstration purpose. There are some settings that need to be changed like memory, network, etc. for a particular VM. Here, let's change the network setting. Choose bridge adapter from the network submenu of a VM. As it will share IP address from your router, which should have internet access. Then you can start virtual machine. After starting virtual machine, open the terminal by clicking on that virtual machine. There you can see the IP address for a particular virtual machine. IP address can be checked by using ifconfig command. For easier and faster access to machine, let's configure putty client which you can download from internet. Open a new putty session and try connecting using VM's IP address. So here we knew the IP address of our VM. So you can save it by using some name so that in future you can easily access it. So here I am saving it using name machine1.cloudscope.in. So you can log in using the credentials which you have given while installation of Linux. So here I'm logging using root user. You can change the look and feel of a putty session from colors menu, and you can also change the font for better visibility. After logging into machine, it's time to perform some prerequisites for setting up Hadoop, like adding fully qualified domain name to machine. This can be done by editing the etc host file. So here you will write the IP address followed by full name. Here the full name is machine1.cloudscope.in, then machine short name, which is nothing but machine1. Now let's change the hostname of our machine by editing the etc/sysconfig network file, where you need to write complete hostname of a machine. So there are some additional network settings required to start a machine on boot, which may not be required in your case, but it's good to have these settings. So most of the time this onboard parameter is by default no. So you can change it to S. It means whenever you start a machine, the network card will start automatically. The firewall on a machine can be disabled editing this file. The next step is to disable the IP tables using command service IP tables. Save and stop. Check config command is used to make those settings permanent. It means whenever the machine restarts, it will take those changes. This needs to be done for IP6 tables and IP tables. That is for IP version 4 and IPv6. Now let's restart the machine to make those changes in effect. So you can log in again using the same credentials. So the next command is to enable the NTP using following set of commands. First you need to install some packages like NTP, NTPDate and document. The next step includes editing the ntp.conf file by adding the following lines to connect to public pool of servers for time and date. So here I use RHEL pool. You can use any pool or you can even enter the machine name, fully qualified machine name of your time server. Start the services and using ntpq-p command you can get the latest state. So here we have configured the network time protocol. So once it is done, you need to create SH keygen for future use. It means whenever if you need to add another host to this cluster, you will require the SH keys. There are some packages which are required as a prerequisites for Cloudera are OpenSSL and Python, and some additional settings like disabling the transparent huge pages and setting vm.sapiness to 10. These settings are required for Cloudera distribution. clean the yum repository by using the clean all command for yum, and you can view the repos available for your yum using the yum repo list command. Go to Cloudera downloads and install Cloudera Manager. So you can go to cloudera.com website, and in download section you can see the latest Cloudera Manager distributions page. So here I used 5.6.0 Cloudera Manager. So you can use the latest one or the one which you want. For downloading Cloudera Manager, you need to sign up on Cloudera website. So you can issue the command wget and URL in your PuTTY terminal. So it will download binary file from Cloudera website. So once you have this binary file in your Linux box, you can execute it, for which you need to add executable permission for user. Now let's install it for Linux box. So Cloudera Express license comes onto the screen. You need to accept it. Similarly, Oracle binary license agreement. After accepting it, it will install Oracle JDK 1.7 by default on your machine. You can change it afterwards. Then it will install Cloudera Manager Server and its databases onto your machine. So it will take around 15 to 20 minutes depending on your internet speed. So once it is done, you can go to your browser and specify the fully qualified domain name or IP address followed by port, which is 7180. So it will take around 1 to 2 minutes to come up onto your screen. So by default username is admin and password is admin. Click on login. So you need to accept those license agreement to move forward. Click continue. So here you have the liberty to choose the Cloudera Manager edition. So for practice purpose, we will choose Cloudera Express. You can get trial of Cloudera Enterprise Data Hub edition for 60 days. So here we need to specify the list of host names. So it must be fully qualified domain name. IP address won't work over here. So it's better to have fully qualified domain name. So here FQDN is machine1.cloudscope.in. Click continue. So here you can choose the Cloudera version. Typically we will say the package and the way of installation. So installation can be done by two ways, using packages and using parcels. So parcels are the latest technology by Cloudera, which helps in easy installation of Hadoop distribution. So here I used 5.6.0 and the match release of Cloudera Manager Server. Click continue. There you will have the option of installing the Oracle JDK. You can leave it if you don't want to install JDK. Click continue. So we are not using the single user mode, which is advanced utility for Cloudera started from CDH5. So here you can specify the password of your Linux box as we are using the authentication method as a password. Enter it twice. Click continue. So now it could take some minutes. So once it is downloaded, it's around 1.5 GB of data. So it will download JDK and Cloudera agents packages onto the machine. So once installation done, you can check those details by clicking on that details button and click continue. So now total CDH package will get downloaded from the internet on your machine. As I already said, is around 2 GB, so it may take some time. So this is how the parcel works. First it's download, then it distributes to the nodes, and then it activates those packages onto the respective nodes. So for cluster installation, before moving forward, Cloudera runs some checks. So as I already said, some settings are required. So you need to issue those commands for disabling the use pages and to set vm.sapiness to 10. So run again to make sure those warnings are rectified. Here you can choose the CDH5 services which you want to install on your cluster. So we are using the core Hadoop. Here you can choose the data nodes as we have only one data node available with us. In this scenario, we are installing the Cloudera management service and Hadoop services on a single node. In production cluster or in your environment, you can have different options or different machines precisely. So these are some basic services which are required by Hadoop like HDFS, Hive, Yarn, etc. So you can see by label which services are being installed on this machine, like some Cloudera management services, Uzi servers, Yarn, Zookeeper server, etc. Click continue. This step is for setting up databases for Hive and UZ server. So here we are using embedded databases as PostgreSQL. You can change it to MySQL installation. Once you do all the changes, you can review. Like HDFS block size is 128 MB by default. So this has been changed from CDH5. Previously it was 64 MB. You can change those directories like data directory and data log directory for Zookeeper, Uzi, etc. You can also change the Hive Metastore port. By default it is 9083. So click on finish, and this is the first set of run commands, which includes starting Cloudera management service, starting HDFS, starting YAR, etc. So in this way, we have just configured a Cloudera manager installation on our VirtualBox or VMware player.